When the Heman, Marion Sweat Courthouse was built in 1930 with 3 courthouses, it was built at 158,000 square feet.
In 1930, there was great leadership in Travis County. The old courthouse then, that had been at 11th and Congress, was 54 years old. The county had grown, it was time for a new courthouse, and there was a bond election and the approval in 1930 of a brand new courthouse to handle the 160,000 people in Travis County. 85 years later, we have the oldest courthouse that Travis County has ever had. It no longer serves the population. The population has grown more than 7 times what it was designed for. The need for courtrooms is more than 7 times what it was designed for. And it's time in Austin and Travis County for leadership of our government officials, of our judges, of our lawyers, and of our voting population to say, yes, we're ready to help our children and our grandchildren have a courthouse that's designed for today and the next 20 or 30 years.
When this courthouse was built, Travis County had a population of 77,777 people. In 2000, it had grown to 812,280 people. Currently, we're at about 1.1 million. And in 2035, we're projected to be 1.6 million. All the facilities in the courthouse today have been retrofitted and added, and on the bottom floor, they are not ADA compliant at all. There's a step that you have to step up into. There's no way a wheelchair could go up into it, and they're very small, they're very crowded and very old.
We have a population that is fairly sophisticated, but when they go to the courthouse, it's kind of a chaos for them. It's hard to figure out where to go. It's not user-friendly. It's overcrowded. There's no real sense of modern design to it. And so when I've been practicing for 30 years, when I go over there, I invariably see folks wandering around the halls kind of in a daze, confused, parking their children out in the middle of the corridor if they brought them along, and just really having no guidance of where to go. It's just a confusing, kind of chaotic scene.
There's no waiting room for the children. They're just waiting in the hallways. A lot of times it's not appropriate for them to go into the courtroom for their hearing, so either another CPS caseworker or another CASA worker will just sit with them in the hallways while attorneys and families are coming in and out for all the other CPS cases that are also happening. Safety can be an issue either for a parent or for a child in cases where there's been a history of domestic abuse or interpersonal violence. A mom and a dad may not be a couple anymore, but they're required to be coming together for these court hearings, and there's not really a good way to keep them separate and safe. There's also been cases that I've had where a child is present and a parent is alleged to have perpetrated on that child, and it's really hard to get separate areas for them to wait. It usually involves a caregiver or somebody sitting with the kid somewhere on another floor while the parent comes up a separate way to get into the court hearing. So there's not a good controlled way to keep people safe in those situations.
Every kind of square inch of space, including closets, is devoted to office space now. And so when you go into some of the internal offices, there are cubicles lining the walls, work tables shoved into the center, and then boxes and electronic devices, cords stretching every direction. And so you're kind of going through this maze. It's not a safe situation. If there were ever any kind of a situation where they had to evacuate, you wouldn't want to be in one of those internal offices. Again, we need a current courthouse that is designed for the 2000s.
So I'm a big supporter of this courthouse and hope that all of the voters of Travis County will see the need that we no longer have something obsolete, but we have something designed for us and our children and for our grandchildren, but hopefully not for our great-grandchildren.